had, and we had his income. So I did not take a salary for the first 6 months after I promoted her. I paid her with money I would have taken from the business.
Yeah.
And that allowed me the time to go after the commercial work, which was more lucrative and more year round. And then I could go back to taking my own salary. But sometimes you really have to look for ways that you can bring on someone to help with that day to day. Because when you're bogged down in the day to day, there's no room left in your brain to do planning. Planning and organizing your time are critical and for growth. And you can't do that when you're putting out fires. So you
Well,
need
it's funny you say that because I'm just actually like my goal this year is to read a book a month, a book a week,
oh,
and that
good.
includes
Wow.
listening to if I'm at the gym. So I'm reading and listening. So I always like to clarify because reading a book a week it can be challenging, but listening helps. But anyhow, reading a book and it's I'm just halfway through it right now. It's called Buy Back Your Time, and
Hmm.
he's sold a couple companies, but he says when he hires someone because he's on SaaS programs and stuff like that, is that his almost his non-negotiables. The first thing you need to do is hire yourself an assistant, and not to think of it that oh they're going to do this role, they're going to do all the things that you need to buy back your time so that you can
Right.
focus on what you were just saying, growing the business or what have you, and that means answering emails. That means sending their headshots, if he's a speaker or whatever, all these things that, and so that person doesn't necessarily have to have one role. They don't have to be like the marketing director. They can be
Right.
they can wear
Right.
five or six things. So it's funny that you say that because it's got me thinking because, we usually think of getting someone to help us go, oh, well, they'll do this job, but I'm still going to have to do all of these things.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
uh,
that's right.
so that's kind of like what you guide your customers, what do you call them customers, but your coaching clients. Is
Yes.
that kind of what you're doing? Trying to help them
Yes.
see.
I'm working with several people who right now who are at the 1 million mark. And they don't have the amount of help that they need to be the first in line after them. They're doing too many tasks and they can't do those tasks any longer. They have to get out of that and grow the business. And so everyone, a lot of people get to that around the million mark, but
Yeah.
I was at that at the 400,000 mark. I was at that because I knew in my heart of hearts I was not going to grow that business unless I went after that commercial business.